Welcome back everyone to more career mode gameplay of NASCAR Heat 5. And in today's video, we're headed to Kansas Speedway. And really, I was interested in doing Kansas for a couple of reasons. Number one is that I don't have a setup for this track. When I was making setups for NASCAR Heat 5, by the time I got to Kansas on my list, I'd already done several other mile-and-a-half tracks. So I decided to skip over it and do some other tracks instead. So that's the reason why I didn't release a setup directly for Kansas. Certainly not because I don't enjoy the track, because it is a very fun track to race. But the other reason why I wanted to run today's race is because the high side is the preferred groove, particularly in turns 1 and 2 at this track. So it makes it something different than the normal mile-and-a-half where, sticking the car to the bottom is really your best option. Kansas, a little different in that regard, so it gets me excited a little bit to run something a little bit different than what we see time after time in a lot of these tracks. So for that reason, Kansas is going to be a lot of fun. 67 laps at Kansas. But before we get there, let's take a quick look at the season standings. So overall in the point standings, and we'll take a look at the playoff standings here in just a moment. But on the point side of things, Kyle Busch and Denny Hamlin at the very top, very close to one another, only 5 points separating them. But what we really are concerned with is the playoff grid, because you notice we're in 8th place right here in the point standings. And that's simply because every time I simulate a race, it seems like our finishes are in the 24th, 26th, 28th range. So our finishes are no good, and that certainly isn't going to help us in the point standings. But if we swap over to the playoff grid, now that we're, for all intents and purposes, locked into the playoffs, we're sitting in 5th, so we're perfectly fine. There are 16 teams, after all, that make the Cup Series playoffs, and in my opinion, that's way too many to make it really valuable to make it to the playoffs, but we're sitting in 5th. So the points being what they are, we're likely to slide down even more as the season continues and as we get closer to the first playoff race, but we're in. Everything is going to be fine. I certainly wouldn't mind picking up another victory or two along the way, but we want to make sure, above all else, that we're having fun, because at the end of the day, that's really what matters. It's not how many races you win, it's what you had to go through to win those races and how much effort you had to put forth to make it happen. So as far as the playoff grid stands, we're in great shape. It's going to be fun to see how far we drop in the point standings, though, by the end of the regular season. So for us, at the top of the screen it says race 14 of 36, but really right now it's race 14 of 26, because we're most interested in making our way to the first race of the playoffs, because that is when our journey really begins, and when we get to find out, do we have what it takes to make it through each of the stages and ultimately work our way to Phoenix with a chance for a championship. And that brings about its own set of issues altogether. But right now, we're sitting very good in the playoff grid. So with that in mind, because we're driving the 48 car, we don't have to worry about doing any work to the car to prepare it. It's time to race. All right, folks, it is race time here at Kansas. So to give you a little background about what I decided to do for the setup. Now, number one, we're starting in the rear. I decided to skip qualifying. I ran a grand total of 1 lap in practice just to test out a setup. So what I did was I took the Chicago setup, and it was extremely loose. So I simply made one change, tightened it up, and here we are starting the race. So we're going to find out what we've got. I added some wedge to the car. We're going to see if I added enough. Did I make it tight enough that we can control it and make our way to the front? Or did I not tighten it up enough and we're going to be chasing the back end of this car throughout the entire first stage? That is what we're about to find out. Of course, I also don't know how strong the AI are at this track. They may blow me away.
Still there?
All of those unknowns are things that just sweeten the pot for me, make it a little bit more fun. Ooh, hello. So I don't plan on jumping right up here on the high side and trying to get right up against that wall, since I got to fill out this car first. I got to see what we've got, what I can do with this car, what I can't do with it. And also I need to get down there on the bottom and see what we've got down there for speed as well, because, you know, we're going to need to pass some cars, and I'm sure some of them we'll need to pass on the bottom.
Stay high, stay high.
So all of these are good reasons just to move around
Clear low, bud.
and test out to see what you've got, such as
all
right
clear up
now.
top.
Oh,
Got one up
okay, we
top.
drove it in way too deep there.
Hold your line, driver. Clear high, clear high.
All right, there we go. So we come out okay.
Clear low, clear low.
Gonna have to back my entry up. All right, car feels decent
Careful, still there.
right now. Again, gonna have to
All
figure
right,
out
clear
some
low.
things on.
Clear all around there.
On how to drive it, you know, where my entry points are, where I need to lift off the gas, that kind of stuff. I'm going to need to figure some of those things out, but that's part of the fun. You have to be careful with that. You can see the line there where the hash mark
Clear low.
is. You have to be careful with that line because that is a banking transition. So if you're not careful,
You got room, you're clear there.
ooh, came up really quick on the 3 car, had to get way out of the gas. So right now I'm just sort of finding out what the AI have got. Where am I faster than them?
Careful, still there.
Where are they better than me? And of course all of that's going to be good information to have as I'm trying to figure out
Careful, still there.
how to get around these guys and work our way
Clear
through the
low,
field.
bud.
So we're up inside the top 20 now. All right, looks like I did indeed. Oh, hello.
Stay low, stay low.
Oh, Matty D came right up in front of us. Looked like he was chasing the back end of his car.
You're all clear up top there.
All right, all clear up top. Unfortunately, it looks like the 21 is going to inherit the top right now. He's going to use that. So we're going to have to
Stay
make
low.
this bottom work. And you can see that, at least for right now, I'm able to still pull these
Stay
guys
low, stay low.
down there on the bottom, or at the very least, hold my own.
Got one peeking outside.
Let's see about 3 and 4. Oh, yeah. So if we're mid-pack,
Clear high,
then
bud.
we still got plenty to pull them through the corner on the bottom. Again, still don't really want to go all the way to the top and push my luck just yet. Trying to feel it out a little bit. Try to stick pretty close to the bottom portion of that upper groove. Give myself a little room to work. All right, 13 cars trying to decide where he
Stay
wants to
high up
block
there.
me. So at some point, I'm expecting to sort of hit a brick wall where we run out of speed. And we haven't hit it yet, but I'm expecting to get there at some point.
Still there.
All right, things getting pretty
Still
spread
there.
out now, which is good. That's what I want to see. Because as I keep telling you guys, the
Careful.
AI
Still
in
there.
small groups of 1 to 3 can be a lot of fun. But
Still
when you
there.
get 4 or 5 or more of them together, it is more chaos than anything else.
Careful, still there.
All right, so the 13 hanging in there very nice.
Still there.
Let's see what happens if I pinch him down on the bottom a little bit more,
Still there.
like they usually do to me. Nope, he's just getting through there better than me. It's just that simple. Oh, hello.
there.
Oh, there you go. That's how you make yourself a little room. So he just ran me up the track there. All right, I see how it is. So if that's the way you want to race, we can race that way.
Careful, still there.
See what I can do on this bottom.
Stay low.
Nope, he's still going to beat me through 1 and 2. Nothing I can do with him there.
Careful, still there.
All right, not bad. So it looks like 17th is about where we're going to be right now. So if I get that entry better to turn 1, then I can carry more speed through there, and that's going to help us out quite a bit. But we'll see if I'm able to get in that groove. This is one of those tracks where you really have to get the feel of it. You have to get into a rhythm if you're going to run that high side. Otherwise, you'll just find yourself in the wall a lot. I'm going to roll out of the gas a little early so I can let the car rotate. And again, staying away from that wall for now.
Careful, still there.
But yeah, look at that. 13 is sticking right there with me.
Careful.
I could have used
still
him
there.
up right there.
Still there.
All right, so the car's okay here on the bottom. I mean, I'm definitely having to scrub off some speed in order to make it work, but the car works down there. And that's good to know, because no doubt we're going to have to make some passes down there at some point. And one of those might be now, if we can make this happen.
5 to go, this time by.
But you can see the 13 is able to pull back by us. Now, it looks like he's got more straightaway speed. He doesn't have more straightaway speed. What he's got is more corner speed. He's carrying more exit speed off of the previous corner, and that's what's allowing him to stay in front of us. All right, what do we got? 4 laps left in stage number 1, and this is fun. For those of you who might be wondering, isn't it frustrating to be running 17th instead of, having this same battle for the lead? And the answer is no, it really isn't.
Still there.
I've won lots of races in the NASCAR Heat Series. What's more fun than just trying to get the victory is having some fun races with the AI trying to do it. So what position I'm fighting for is a lot less important than the fact that we can have some good, clean racing between us. And so far, we really are. I mean, he ran us way up the track and used us up that one time. But other than that, I've been trying to be nice to him and give him some room to race. And we've had very minor contact after that. Very minor. And it has been quite a bit of fun. Now here at the end of the first stage, we'll get a check on the tire wear, which we should be wearing that right front out since I'm having to keep it pinned down to the bottom for the most part in a lot of these laps. So I wouldn't be surprised at all if that weren't the case. We could look right now, but hey, we're close enough to the end of this first stage. We'll just let it ride. But you can see the guys in front of us, it's pretty much equalized out. Okay, not bad at all. I'll take it. Certainly not running for the lead, but we'll see what happens at the end of stage 1. I'm guessing we're going to pit. That seems to be the trend.
Nice driving that stage, driver.
All right, so 17th position it is. So we made our way up through about half of the field. All right, so yeah, you can see everybody on the left-hand side is pitting. And sure enough, right front wearing a good bit more than the right rear. That's certainly not a surprise. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this wedge number down. I'm going to take it down just a little bit. I don't want to go crazy with it. And I think we're good from there. Let's just go ahead and accept that. I'm going to leave the fuel and everything else as is. I know we're probably going to lose some spots. No, actually, we picked up one. Wow. I was expecting to lose some.
The green flag in his hand. Almost ready now. Inside.
So let's see what dropping a little bit of wedge will do for the car.
Stay high.
It's definitely going to help it to rotate. That'll help me on the bottom.
Hold your line, got one
The
inside.
real question is going to be, what is it going to do for us when we're running the top? Because I've run around the top some, but I spend a lot more time on the bottom.
You got room. You're clear. Stay on the bottom. Stay on the bottom.
All right, got a good run there. And yikes, really good run.
Still there. You're all clear up top. Got one peeking outside.
All right, not bad. We made up some ground on the 11 there.
Stay low, stay low.
Trying to resist the urge to really drive it in deep into these corners. That's going to do nothing good long term for us. Short term, it might get us a spot, so you might
your best lap ever. That's awesome.
be advised to do it. Oh, hello, a little contact there with the 11 apparently.
All right, clear outside.
But long term, all it's going to do is chew up those tires, trying to drive it in deep. And that's something I'm bad about doing. So I'm trying to get myself out of that habit. All right, so right now, once again, trying to use that bottom just because I enjoyed the challenge of trying to make it work. All right, I expect the 9 to be coming by us on the outside. Yeah, there you go.
Careful, still there.
He's got some good momentum.
Still there.
All right, let's see if we can't inch our way by him corner by corner.
Stay low.
But we don't have the momentum on the straightaways, and that's the one thing that is hurting us the most.
Clear high, bud.
All right, we made it happen. All right, good. The 11 is right here with us, so we're going to have to see if he's got what it takes to get back by
Got
us.
a car low now.
All right, we got that upper groove, so we're going to have, or should have, the advantage
Still
down
there?
the straightaway.
All right,
And
you're
sure enough,
clear
he has to tuck in behind us.
Looking inside now. All clear.
Yeah, he's looking inside, but it's going to be hard to make it happen down there. We have found that out so far in today's race from experience.
Inside, inside. All clear. Still there.
All right, look at that. He had a great turn 1 and 2.
Still there. Still there. You got room. You're clear there. Hold your line. Got one inside. Stay high. Stay high.
Oh yeah, the 11's got some nice speed.
Careful. Still there.
Yeah, he couldn't hang with what I had in 3 and 4 that time. I didn't lift a whole lot through 3 and 4. I was pedaling it pretty good, but I was in the gas
Stay high. Stay high.
the entire time. It was just a matter of modulating whether I was 3/4 throttle, full throttle, you know, dropping down a little bit more than that.
Stay high up here.
Now, I don't want to do that lap after lap,
Careful. Still there.
but right now I'm kind of having a little fun with the 11, seeing what he's got. And sure enough, yeah, we got some speed for him up there.
Inside. Inside.
Oh, the temperature gauge comes on. Well, I guess that's what I get for copying the Chicago setup and not paying any attention to the temperature. So I'm going to have to get away from that upper groove where I'm not out of the gas much, because the additional RPMs, sustained RPMs around the top are pushing the temperature up too high. So we'll have to keep that in mind. Maybe run the middle or the bottom a bit more.
Inside. Clear all around. All clear. Got one peeking inside.
But yeah, not one time have I even thought about
He
the
got
engine
room. You're clear
temperature,
there.
simply copied the setup and went on with it. But the 11 is not going anywhere. So basically, we're pretty even on speed right now. See what happens if I get down here with him. Nope, he stays right there.
Got a car load
So
now.
he definitely is not suffering from any aero push. That's for sure. Not that there's aero push in the game, mind you, but
Careful. Still there.
and you can see I'm trying to keep him pinned down there pretty good.
Still there.
I mean, if he gets by me, I want him to earn it. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful right up in front of us?
Still there.
You got Blaney running the high side up there. That's awesome to see. Love seeing that from the AI.
Careful. Still there.
So now instead of the 13
Right to
car,
go,
we're
driver.
having a very
Still
nice
there.
battle with the 11. Yeah, there's still just a hint of push in the car. Just enough to where I can't quite drive it as hard as
Stay
I
on the
would
bottom.
prefer.
Stay on the bottom.
All right, so we'll swap things around a little bit. We'll put him on the high side, us on the bottom.
Stay low. Stay low.
He had no issues at all running down here on the bottom.
Still there.
Let's see if we can make it work. And nope, looks like he's going to make it happen. Oh, a little contact. All right, in the meantime, the 9 car is coming
Careful,
back
still
and
there.
saying, look, I'd like to have a little some of this too. All right, so now the car's just getting tight on me. I've pushed it trying to keep what we had and make a few passes here and there, so I've simply pushed the car a little too hard. And it's going to start to come back to haunt me unless
Still there?
I get back up on top and really try to run it up there and maybe run into some temperature issues. What I would like to do
Careful,
right
still there.
now is adjust that track bar, particularly the right side track bar, which is what you would be working with on a pit stop, because the tightness that I'm dealing with
the bottom here.
is big time on entry. Exit.
All right, I need
The
2
entry's
more
not too
good laps
bad.
from you. Stay low. Stay low.
Entry is a little tight, but really what I'm struggling with most of all is when I get back to the gas. The car just doesn't rotate quite enough.
Stay low. Stay low.
Like right there on the bottom, trying to make it work, I'm having to come out of the gas a little bit,
White flag. Bring it home.
so I can't quite maintain the speed.
Still there.
And that is simply just a tight race car that needs some adjustments. So if this were a run I were doing in working on a setup, then I would simply hop back into the garage, make an adjustment that I believe will
Nice driving there,
help
Gage,
with
driver.
the issue I'm having, and then we do another run. So right now, 14th position. That's better than we were before. And again, you can see right front versus right rear is exactly what I would think it would be. Let's go ahead. Let's have a little fun. 14th position is great, but let's put ourselves back to the back again. And what I want to do is let's bring that down to 40. Now, I'll tell you what, leave it at 45. Why not? And I am going to drop that wedge number down a little bit more, because if we blow up the engine, then we just blow it up. Ultimately, it's not going to hurt anything.
We're going green. Ready. Still there inside.
Now, if we were not already locked into the playoffs, then this would be a whole different story. We would want to make sure that we took care of the car and got the best points
Got
we
a car
could.
low now.
But
You
because
got
we're
room,
already
you're
locked
clear.
in, we're free
Inside.
to have a little fun with this. So I've taken some wedge out of the car, some more wedge out of the car, so that's going to loosen the car up. It won't directly fix the issues that I've got. It's sort of a roundabout using just what you have available to try to fix the issue. But what I really want to do and need to do is get a hold of that track bar.
Clear low, bud.
All right, and these guys are blocking me every which way I go. So
Careful. Still there.
So what I anticipate this doing is it's certainly going to loosen the car up, but it's going to add maybe a hint of instability, meaning that
Stay low, stay
the
low.
car is going to want to wiggle around a little bit more. I'm going to have to
All
chase
right,
the
clear
back
out
end of the
back.
car more than I might otherwise want to. So it will help some, but it'll also create some other issues that I'm
Stay
going
on
to
the
have to
bottom
deal
here.
with, particularly as the tires begin to wear.
Top three
And those are
is
issues
indicated.
that I don't think I would have to deal with if I could get a hold to that track bar. Which, that needs to be an in-game adjustment
Still there.
that we can make starting with
All right,
NASCAR
clear
Heat
outside.
6. It should have been there all along, but it definitely needs to be there in Heat 6 because that is a very common adjustment to these cars
Still
on a
there?
pit stop.
All right, you're clear there. You got room. You're clear there.
So that's a great opportunity to see what the wedge adjustment can do for us. It can enable us to run a little tighter radius through the corner, you know, with a terrible entry like we had there.
All right.
It
you're
really
clear.
helps us out to be able to get the car to rotate on a tighter path. Ah, he went down to the bottom with me. I thought he was going to give me that bottom and run the middle or something, but he did not. So now let's play the game of guess where Ryan Newman's going this time.
Still there. You got room. You're clear there.
All right, so we have made it up to
20 laps to
16th
go.
position. So not far from where we pitted anyway. And there's our buddy, the 13. Let's see what happens this time.
Careful. Still
Let's
there.
see if we get stuck with him and end up having some really fun racing, or if we're able to move on by him.
All clear.
All right, and so far, we're back to where we were, because there's the 9, there's the 11.
Car on the outside now.
So if you're wondering, you know, was it worth it to pit? Was that a good idea? Well, already we're back
Still there.
to where we would have been. So pitting ultimately has not cost us anything. So now it is only the possibility of gaining something at this point. We'll have to see how that all plays out, but that's what we're left with. And we got to pass a bunch of cars along the way.
Stay low, stay low. You're all clear up top. Car outside, hold your
I was
line.
going to say, he said all clear up top. I'm thinking no way, because I could see where the 11 was in my mirror, and of course I knew the 9 was ahead of the 11. I was thinking no way we're clear of the 9.
All right, you're clear.
All right, now we got him, at least for the time being. And now it's kind of fun down here trying to make this bottom work. So I'm kind of enjoying it. Now that I have an idea of what kind of speed we have overall in the car, doesn't mean I'm not going to go back to the top. I certainly will. But we're here. We might as well have some fun with it. All right, let's see what we got. You can hear the engine change tune there. That's the car scrubbing off speed, unfortunately. So that's me not being able to stay in the gas and maintain the level of speed that I would prefer. around this high side, because there is a lot of momentum you can carry up there. Hit that seam a little bit that time. Messed the car up, sent me up toward the wall, so I had to back out of it. There's that temperature gauge coming back again, telling me that you're not out of the gas near as much as you should be for the other settings you've used, such as the gearing you chose and the amount of tape you have on this thing. So really, I have to say the setup has worked out quite nicely. Maybe not as fast as I would prefer it to be. Definitely needs some more tweaking if I were going to, release this on the channel. But considering I took Chicago and said, all right, let's just use that with just an adjustment or two, I have to say, very happy with how it's working out. The adjustments are definitely helping the car out versus where we started. All right, let's go back to the bottom a little bit. I mean, we're catching these guys in front of us. I think we've got enough time to catch them if we continue to be faster than them, but we'll have to see how all this plays out. You can see as soon as I get back to the gas hard, the front end of the car wants to shoot up the track. So I'm losing the nose, and that's simply just because the car is tight, particularly on exit. Entry is not too bad. Some things I would like to try there to help out the entry a little bit, but if you're looking at where am I losing the most time, it's from the center of the corner off. Yeah, now my problem is going to be temperature, because I can run 3 and 4 all but wide open. I'm backing off just a hair on entry. More than anything, it's just to try to make sure I don't get into the wall. Should I get in there too deep? Ooh, almost got into the wall right there. But yeah, 3 and 4, I can be basically wide open if I want to be. Like right there, getting out of it a little bit, and then I'm right back in 100% throttle for the remainder of the corner, and it's not really even a big deal. See if we can do a little bit better in turn 1 and 2 this time. You really need to stay above that seam the entire corner from entry all the way through exit, if at all possible. Because that seam can really upset the car. Now, you can use it to help the car turn if you're too tight. You get that left front down there, just below that seam, it can help the car to turn. But you just have to be careful how you use it, and whether your car is already loose or not. All right, I think we're catching these guys in front of us. Maybe we're not. Admittedly, I'm spending most of my time checking out the seams and trying to figure out where I want to try to run. All right, I know we've got in front of us lap car. That is, who is that, LaJoy? You see, I'm pressing the issue a little bit more, getting a little closer to that wall.
Stay high, stay high. Clear all around.
Backing out just a little bit on the entry of 3 and 4. But for all intents and purposes, that is a wide open corner. All right, 6 more laps. And turns 1 and 2 are not far from it. Now, I've lost enough speed with the tires wearing out that I haven't seen that temperature issue lately. But I'm definitely not out of the gas very much at all.
5 laps to go.
All right, 5 more. So it doesn't look like we're going to be able to catch these guys in front. So we might as well just have a little fun here. Maybe press the issue just a little bit more. Because again, a 12th place finish really isn't going to matter to us in the grand scheme of things. It'll stop the bleeding a little bit on our points position, but that's about it. And once we get to the playoffs, it won't matter at all. And that's one of the issues that NASCAR has with their current point system. Is exactly what I'm going through right now. Knowing that I'm locked into the playoffs, whether I'm running 12th or 10th or 18th, it really makes no difference whatsoever to our playoff chances right now. Oh, yep, that was me trying to press my luck a little bit more on corner entry.
Stay low, stay low. All right, you're clear there. All right.
Just wanted to see, how deep can I drive it in there? What happens if I drive it all the way in there and don't get out of the gas at all? And we found out exactly what happens. At least with this setup. But if I breathe it just a little bit, then the rest of the corner is actually quite comfortable running up there.
White flag, next time by.
And I'm not lifting very much at all. I'm maybe 90% throttle, something like that. Maybe a little bit less than that on entry, just until I feel the car rotate. All right, that was not a good entry to the corner.
Still there.
I entered too low.
All clear.
All right, appreciate that, 62.
White flag
Go
is in
ahead
the air.
and block us. Sure, why not?
Careful. Still there. You got room. You're
Yeah,
clear.
if I enter that corner too low, and I'll define for our purposes right now, too low is below that seam, and try to let it slide up, then I lose a lot of speed, particularly mid-corner, because I'm going to have to chase the car from getting too tight mid-corner. It's much better if you can enter high and stay high. Just back out of it just a little bit. On corner entry, let the car rotate, and then you're good to go for the remainder of the corner. That's the beauty of Kansas, at least in this game, and the way the banking transitions are and the overall design of the track. It is a lot of fun to drive up there. But 12th position overall, again, not bad. Not bad at all. I have no idea how good or bad the AI are at this track. So ultimately, with a fully fleshed out setup that I would consider releasing on the channel, how good could I do? No idea. But I know we had some fun. We had some fun with the 13 car. We had some fun with the 11 car. And overall, I will take that. That is some nice fun. So as we take a quick look, let's see who ended up getting the victory here. Ooh, Alex Bowman. Very nice. I don't think he already had a victory so far this season, so that is a very nice finish for him. And of course, that's a teammate. And we want to see our teammates do very well. Now, we did have an opportunity to race some around Chase, so we know where he was running. I see in 9th position, William Byron there. So it looks like our teammates had a really good race, and a couple of them outdueled us quite nicely. So very good for overall for the Hendrick stable. We will take it. And that is a good place to end it. That'll do it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. And stick around as we will continue our career mode gameplay of NASCAR Heat 5.